Yo YouTube, yo guys, we're back. Another episode on the Citi Golf, and this is a moment that I'm sure you've all been waiting for, and I've been waiting for, and that is finishing up the wiring, getting everything ready to start the car, and hopefully start the car in this episode. Fingers crossed, if all goes well, we will be hearing the wonderful exhaust that you guys watched in the previous episode from Naveed. This build has been coming on since last year sometime. I'm sure we're almost at like 6 months on the build, if my memory serves me correctly. Bear in mind, I've done everything by myself. Only the hard things, or let's call it the specialized things, I never done, which was welding. And obviously, I did half the wiring myself, and then my lovely friend Andrew will be doing the second half. I had someone help me to put the engine in, but most days I was sole man alone doing this all by myself, figuring it out all by myself. I've never done anything like this before, and to be honest, I'm extremely proud, and this is a very proud moment for me. Anyway, let's get on to, so first things first, you can see the mess. This is what we've made. We started on the wiring. This is our wiring loom that needs to go onto the ECU and made to the car. Yeah, we kind of took out the wires we didn't need and left the wires we thought we needed. There was another part of the wiring loom. Oh, it's laying in the car. So that part would also, I think it's a 16-pin connector that also needs to be sorted, soldered, heat shrink. Well, I'm supposing Andrew's going to opt to crimp it because he doesn't like soldering. And then, since the car's been back, I ran into a problem when we were towing the car. I was busy pressing the clutch for some reason. No, my friend Justin was pressing the clutch, testing it out, because I told him it feels quite hard, the pedal. Like, is it supposed to be like that? And then it ended up shooting the connector into the slave cylinder off. And then while trying to bleed this plastic slave cylinder, this is the original slave cylinder that I got with a gearbox. Is it an original one? Doesn't look like it's the original VW part. While trying to bleed it again, and I got a new clip, I stripped, I don't know if you can see, I stripped this plastic bleeder valve, and I was just like, oh wow, it doesn't want to come off. Whatever you try, it just doesn't want to budge. And I'm not sure why, because I did bleed the car or the clutch previously. So I'm going to opt to get a new one like this. I'm going to go for the metal one. I should have just in the first place gone with a Mark III slave cylinder, and then when I made the clutch up, I could have just put that end onto the clutch line. But yeah, I tried to save costs and it didn't work, and this is what we left with. And then before we carry on, I got a delivery. So I don't know if any of you guys have ever bought AN fittings locally in South Africa. Oh, it's a touchy subject. Those things are, yeah, it's expensive. So I kind of found years ago, I bought, I think I still have one, yeah, it's up there. I bought AN fittings on Ali, and it came to much cheaper than it did locally. So I thought, what the hell? Let's try the Temu and the Shein. That's like the latest Ali's. And I bought the fittings, and it came to unbelievably cheaper than anywhere else locally. So these are, it goes at the end of those. Locally, this is 70 bucks. Locally, it's 70 bucks. I paid 22 Rand for this on Temu. So yeah, like all YouTubers, it's a Temu build. Yeah, and then I got like another one. This is a 45-degree. This is going to be for the CAT scan setup. So this is AN10 for the CAT scan setup. They are very decently built quality. I can't fault it from the FTF or the Fury or I know you get A in South Africa. I can't fault it. It's exactly the same thing. Yeah, so that's what we've gotten so far. Oh, I think tonight we will be doing the startup on the car. But there is a few things that does need to be installed, like the CAT scan, which I after let me show you. So I got this one from Fury, right? It does not fit with the filter on. So yeah, I was gonna use the one I had on the Mark IV and just edit it to AN, which I started doing, but I saw this for Fury and I was just like, this is 10 times better. It looks good, it feels good. But putting it in the engine bay, it just doesn't fit. So Fury did have, it's actually the filter that's too big. Fury did have another one which I think the filter was a bit smaller, but it wasn't like an AN filter like this would be where it turns in. It was a clamp filter, and this is just like so professional. Even the drain, it's just so cool. Where is the drain? So this is the drain, goes in here, it just bolts in here. And I just found it like extremely cool, and I was like, I want it. Like, why not? I want it. It wasn't too pricey, but unfortunately, it doesn't fit. So I'll have to be taking it back and seeing if I can maybe I'll measure it and see if I can swap it for the one that I think is smaller. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have time before we finish the wiring tonight. It is a weeknight. If I can install this, but it needs to be installed before the car is driving properly because the original fuel pump is just not going to cut it. It's unfortunately it doesn't flow enough for the 1.8T, so I'll probably starve the car. So I did go to Fury again and I bought a high flowing fuel pump, which is like a Bosch 044 replica. Replica because who the hell has money for the original Bosch pump? It's like 3,000, 4,000 rand. Not what I need right now. So yeah, this is the pump itself, and then it has its own fittings. It has, oh, this is cool. There's like these wiring things. I did have to go and get these fittings from Flat 4. And like I said, guys, AN fittings are ridiculously expensive locally. It's crazy. Just for this part and this part, that part, I think I spent like 200 rand. That is super expensive. To me, that wasn't something that I wanted to do, but I needed to do it and I needed the fittings and I didn't want to wait for Timo. So I'm not sure if it's going to be after or before the startup. We can see how it goes. And then, yeah, that should be it. Then we should be able to go. So yeah, I need to go get a slave cylinder. I need to get a fuel filter. I need to finish my fuel lines. I'll do that shortly. I'm gonna show you guys the fitting that I bought. And I need to make sure the battery is fitting. The small Bosch battery, Willard battery that I had in the car a while ago, it seems like it died while the car was standing because the battery is fully charged, but when you swing it, like one of the cells is dead, so it drops significantly. So I have a massive Willard battery in. I think this is a 652, and to be honest, it's just way too big for the engine bay. But let me show you guys how the fittings work. Yeah, so this is the battery that's in the car, and it's just not fitting. I feel it's too big. It's way too big. But we're gonna use it for the meantime. I don't have the energy and the financial capacity to buy a new battery. Yeah, so these are the fuel lines that I've made up, which is braided hosing. Yeah, I bought the braided hosing by Fury. The other ones were so hard and brittle, I can show you. These are the original fuel lines from, I don't know when, but look at it, it's hard, it's brittle, it's cracked. and I just felt that it was a big hazard to anything and everything on this build. So I decided I'm gonna go braided hose, nylon braided hose, not the stainless steel one. I don't know. That's not the look I was going for. And then these fittings are the important things. It's literally as basic as you sliding this over. Wait, let me open it up. Sliding it over like that. Taking the hose, sliding the hose over, and then I can't tighten it. I can do it from here. That's your fittings. And then I did get this, I don't know what it's called, a joiner, a coupler, whatever, as well. I got two, so one here and then one will go here, because I think I'm going to cable tie this to here. I'm not sure yet. But so there will be another fitting here, another fitting there, another fitting there, and
I never care about his princess.
as you heard him said, this is what we're working with. Doesn't look fun at all, eh? That's why I'm sitting here.
Yeah.
And he's sitting there.
Yeah. Thank you. Jason is nervous. It's a positive. We tighten it.
So we're gonna try to start it. First start up. Hopefully it all goes well. Fingers crossed. It should go well. It should go well.
Stuck in this. Go in.
Hey Andrew, how's it?
We do have a start, but the email and the ECU wasn't decoded properly, which I was told. If it dies, I need to bring it back. But you guys saw, you heard, it starts and it dies. So I'm going to take the ECU to J2 tomorrow, and I'm going to probably sit there all day. And then we will do a start again. But we're just going to finalize a few wiring things, and then, yeah, later on in the videos you will see full startup and a race. So you guys saw, yes, last night we started the car and the car died. I went first thing this morning to J2 and I begged him. Actually, J2 messaged me on my status and he said, I'm waiting for you. So I went, shot through there and he did it immediately. So I'm going to plug it in and let's see what happens. Fingers crossed again. So it's plugged in and we're ready to go. I've literally waited for this moment for I don't know how many months, and it's finally here. Okay, so the car starts, the car idles, the car revs. These little things that we need to do before we can even drive the car, but I need to get back to work. So let me do that, and then later on we can do some wiring, finish wiring off, neaten it up, and start putting the coolant system back and bleed the clutch. So you guys saw, I showed you in the previous clip, the slave cylinders bleed nipple decided to go goodbye. So I bought this by Goldwagen. It's a metal one, I'm not sure you can see, but it's metal. The bleed nipple is metal. It comes with a new clip, which mine is laying somewhere, which is rusted. I'll show you. This is a clip. It's rusted. Yeah, so I'm going to install this and then I'm going to bleed the clutch again. Car's starting. The next step to get it driving is to bleed the clutch. And then while I was at it, I installed a new fan switch because I remembered that just before I pulled the car off, the car was overheating in traffic one day and the fan wasn't going on. Because when I jumped into fan switch wise, the fan went on, but it wasn't going on while you were driving. So that means the fan switch was closed. So I just got a new fan switch and installed that. So I'm just going to install this. I'm not going to film, just so I can get it done, and then I'm going to start bleeding the clutch. Yeah, so things took a turn really quickly last night. We bled the clutch and thought to myself, okay, let's just see if the car moves forward and back. Push the clutch in and a loud grounding sound just spoiled the whole entire year, I would say. Yeah, it took a turn for the worst. I wouldn't say my excitement, but my curiosity. Yeah, I would call it excitement, curiosity. Did this. Remove the box because I was like, I'm this far, I want to see this car driving, I'm this far, I'm not giving up now. And then this is what we found. So it was touching somewhere, that's inside. It was touching somewhere here. Touching here, I think I show as well. And then if you look, there's some cracks. That release bearing goes there. So yeah, that's the dilemma that I'm currently sitting in, guys. I don't know how I missed it or what I did wrong, but I kind of did see that release bearing fault. In my brain, it came out of a driving car, it must be working. That wasn't the case, obviously, as we can see. So yeah, I'm gonna go shoot through and see if I can get a new release bearing in for. Measure it up. Someone's telling me that the release might be bent, might be cracked. I'm just gonna go see if I can get a new one. And again, fingers crossed that we can put it in and it doesn't make any funny sounds. Yeah, let me go do that quickly. I will show you guys the new one. So this is the new setup. That is the old setup. I'm not sure if you can see. There is a slight height difference. Everything sits the same. I did inquire about a new bearing. I do recall a new release bearing. They wanted to give me a plastic one, and I didn't want it. And this one, like I said, was good on the car that it came from. The car I was driving before I took it out with the box. The clutch was just slipping a little, so that's why I thought I could get away with it. Lo and behold, you got away with nothing. You just had to take the gearbox out of a car instead of just taking it off a motor on the floor or on a trolley. But I'm gonna install this, and then somebody's gonna come help me put the box in, and let's fingers crossed it all goes well. I'm not gonna record it because it is just a terrible process, and that's not something I enjoy to take in a gearbox and CVs joints. I hate. But yeah, let me just install it quick. A day, I think 2 days maybe. Well, a night and a day. Box is in, CVs is bolted up. Previously it was loose. That's all on me, but as you can see, it's in. I'm not too happy with the way the clutch feels. I have sought help from other people. It's not making a noise, but I'm not too happy with the way it feels. And I think that possibly was a reason for bending the fork. I have sought advice from other people and from the person who redid the clutch. I'm not going to mention any names and throw people under the bus. They claiming take the clutch out and bring it back. Let me check it. That's such an easy statement to make. Yeah, that's such an easy statement to make. To just take it out and bring it back. Not as simple as they said making it sound. But for now it works. So I'm gonna test if the wheels turn. I'm gonna test the clutch before I put the car back on the ground. I'll put you guys in a stand for that moment. Just bear in mind it is pretty loud in here when the car starts, but let's do this. Alright, so clutch works. The goal for the rest of the video is to drive the car. I'm not going to worry about the wiring immediately. There is a few things that needs to be done. The fuel pump needs to be replaced. The CAT scan needs to be installed, which I'll show you guys. That's going to be a top one. But for the rest of this episode, I'm concentrating solely on getting this car moving in a forward and back. And maybe clean the engine bay a little bit, because I see there's a lot of debris and grinding pieces of metal, like sparks that's laying everywhere from it standing by Nazir. But I'm happy. Oh, and I do need to adjust the gears again. I'm gonna remove the bracket and everything because there's something not right there, which I think I did out of impulse or stress, that I didn't do it right. But I'm gonna remove it and I'll just do it again. But the car starts, the wheels move, the clutch works. Alright, so I've washed the engine bay. I'm just busy starting the assembly. But I thought before I put the radiator and things, this is one of the oil lines for the CAT scan with the AN fittings that I showed you guys. I'm going to install this quickly so that it's not hard for me to do it with the radiator and all in. Right though, so this is where we got radiator in. Piping is connected or bolted up, clamped up. Next step was to put water in and see for water leaks before we can drive the car. And guess what? This car just likes to take me for a joke, a big joke, a massive joke, because it has a massive water leak in the absolutely worst place you can possibly have a water leak, on the turbo. There's no way to get to that bungee bolt on the turbo without removing the turbo. So guess who's going to be removing the turbo? But first I'm gonna take the car for a drive, because I feel I deserve that.
Righto, first drive. Where's the key for the gate? Yeah, you can at least smile, bruh. Is it hacking now? Come over! More, more! Yeah, so come out like that, yeah. Straighten. Huh? Oh yeah! Yay! Do the fucking burnout, man. What happened now?
Righto, so what an eventful episode and what a disappointing episode. Yeah, you guys saw the car drive. You saw the next challenge that we're facing. But this episode, I don't have the energy. I think my spirit was killed only because I rushed to get the car driving or in a driving state, and that was a goal, to have the car driving, finish up whatever I needed to finish up and make sure it's driving. After the water leak, which is a major thing, after the gearbox, which is a major thing, the gear has been sticky, which is a major thing. I'm just like, step back. Cancel your timeline. Let's step back. Car's driving, car starts, car sounds good, car feels good. You can see behind me, I have removed the shifter. I have fixed it so as well. It was literally a simple thing that happened on the end while we were removing the gearbox. So that should go back in within the next episode. I have bought new outer CV. I'm genuinely not sure if that is my problem. I've been told that you get different drive shaft lengths and it could possibly be that. I've done my research and I have the longest drive shaft length you get for a Mark 1. And then another guy told me use Mark 4 drive shafts. Like, come on guys, man. It's completely different items. The outer series is completely different. He very clearly never done a conversion like this before. But if anybody in the comments does know as to why the drive shaft popped out of the outer CV or the outer CV popped off the drive shaft, let me know in the comments. I'm learning as much as everybody else, and that probably is going to be a big problem. I do have the new CVs. There's quite a bit of things I need to do, but for this episode, I'm going to be calling it goodbye. Thanks for watching, guys. If you haven't yet liked or subscribed, give me a like, give me a subscribe, comment on any video. If you haven't followed the series, from the beginning of this car, I've made a video. I think we're on like this is episode 22. The conversion's been going on for 4 months. I did say 6 months, but it's been 4 months, 4.5 months, I suppose. So I am happy, so happy with the progress, but each to their own. I suppose rushing it is where my problem becomes a big problem, and the car figures that out, and then the car decides, not today. You're not going to do this today. We're not going to have it complete today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. And until the next one, I'll catch you guys then.